on this episode of Straight Up No Bullshit.
So we're all reeling in shock that someone took a shot and tried to assassinate President Trump and take out the opponents. And we're going to be talking a lot about that here today and what we can do about that in this crazy world we're living in.
Welcome to the Straight Up No Bullshit, the Don Handston Show. Our hosts are going to push the limits, but create an environment where it's safe to uncover the crap that holds you back so you can survive the mediocrity of today's life. And they'll be admitting and revealing their own experiences so you can learn the skills and attitude you need to be who you are. No bullshit. Warning to all listeners, if you have thin skin and get offended easily by harsh, direct, or somewhat offensive content and language, then this podcast may be overwhelming. However, we believe pulling your blinders off and viewing things from a real perspective may feel invigorating and may be the very thing that may cause you to expand your capabilities exponentially. Now here's your hosts, Don and Markus.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Straight Up No Bullshit, where we cut through the noise, cut through the bullshit, and get straight to the truth. We got a lot to talk about today after what happened Saturday night. Don, welcome to the show, my friend. How's it going?
Everything's going great, Markus.
Awesome. Good to see you, my friend. Just got back from vacation, and we were out in West Virginia when we heard about the assassination attempt on our President Trump, and it's mind blowing. It's mind-blowing to what extent, the left and the powers that be will go to take out their opponents. They've tried everything else, and it's kind of crazy. So, Don, tell me your thoughts. What's going through your head right now?
Well, what's going through my head right now is, it kind of all boils down to the things that we've talked about. A lot of it's got to do with power, greed. A lot of it's got to do with people not being truthful, people separating themselves, people separating themselves from God and what's right and what's wrong. It's the whole thing kind of stinks because it makes us all us U.S. citizens wonder what type of a country are we living in, okay? I don't want to get into the nuts and bolts and what I think really happened and everything else because it's to some degree irrelevant, but it's not. Like, we need to. It kind of goes back to everything that I talk about. Is we need to trust ourselves. And if we trust ourselves, we know who to trust around us because we trust our own intuition. Number one. Number two, control your environment. But the downside to this whole political thing has been that if you're in politics, you can't really navigate your surroundings because you're surrounded by a lot of very dishonest people, and unfortunately, when you're trying to make things better and you're around people that not only invalidate you and what you're trying to do, but they have no alternative but to make you go away, and that even brings up another point is there's no value to human life any longer for people, and it's a sad state for the United States, which is it still is the best country in the world, even though powers that be have been doing their best to try and destroy this place. The whole thing is mind blowing, but I think that what I think will happen, obviously when you're closer to God, okay, the right things are going to happen to preserve the things that you want to happen, and the wrong things will expose themselves and ultimately go away. So without taking sides and everything else, I think people know what side I'm on, right? American flags, and I'm all about being American, so obviously you know where I'm at and whose side I'm on. But taking somebody's life for an agenda, trying to create so much hatred, not just toward people that don't think like you, but powers that be that you determine are your opponent, to try and create this situation where people are mad that he didn't die, and people
Yep, there
are like unbelievable. Like, it's kind of, to me, it's sickening that people wish that somebody was dead because of a political agenda or because they watch too much television. And I mean, in a nutshell, that's what I got to say about it. But it's really a sad day for America, and hopefully, hopefully this is rock bottom and we can go up from here. And like I've always said, things either get better or they get worse. Nothing stays the same. So obviously, I feel as though things have gotten worse. Okay, and now it's time to elevate and start going in the right direction.
Well, I think what you said there, I think one, I think it was there was divine intervention. There are a lot of the people. It's so funny because there's people on the left that reached out and they're just being nasty, and I've already blocked them. It's like I've already defriended them, but they still can message me and I got this message and he's like, well, don't talk to me about God because I'm an atheist. I'm like, well, I think that's part of your problem is you don't believe in anything and it's above yourself. But I'm not the religion, but I personally think it was divinely intervened because if you think about where he was looking and just they showed the angle of where his head was just moments before, and then when he looked to read something on a thing, I mean, it saved his life. I mean, it would have been a totally different.
Let me show you something.
Issue.
If I can do it on camera, if I can kind of. So let's just say the bullet's coming into my ear, right?
Right.
Because the kill shot is the back of the lower cranium, so it's about right here. Okay. So you take the shot. Now you turn the head. Where's that? Yeah. Where's that aiming? It's aiming at your ear. So, like you said, he turned his head to look at the teleprompter at the exact moment that the guy put off the shot, because people are like, oh, the guy had a lousy shot, whatever. No, that shot was spot on. He just didn't expect him to shift his head. So, I mean, like, it's unbelievable. And I don't want to get into God and all this stuff, but these people that have distanced themselves from God, like you said, your buddy's an atheist, whatever his deal is. I'm going
to read this to you because it goes to show some of the mentality that we're dealing with. Okay. Because I really believe that we need to bring people together, but there's some people that are beyond saving. So I got this message saying someone just tried to kill Donald Trump! Exclamation! I said a sad day indeed. It's always left wackos that attack, name call, shame, yell, and scream. Time to bring capital punishment back to this nonsense, because I knew where he was going with this, and I'm like, I'm done with this. And he's like, and then he replies, the only sad thing that happened today is that the person failed to complete his or her mission. Either way, I'd like to buy that person a dinner of his or her choice. The person that took the shot is a true patriot and defender of this country. That's what they're thinking. I said, he's a fucking coward, and anyone who thinks this is as well. And if you think this attempt on a human's life and the death of two others is okay, or it's funny, or it should be celebrated, I truly feel sorry for you. How about I pray for you and all involved? He's like, pray to who? I'm agnostic. So it goes on to blah, 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 blah. And I just said, finally, I feel really sorry for you. You obviously have Trump derangement syndrome and are in need of some serious mental health. He's like, I don't want you. I don't want or need your sympathy, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, look at you parroting the right-wing media outlets. Trump derangement syndrome. I need mental health. I'm not deranged. You're the nut job. If anyone's deranged, it's you and your fellow Trump supporters. Blah, 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 blah. They're convinced that he's evil. I said, aren't you calling the kettle black? Parroting? You're parroting the far left propaganda agenda. You've drank the lies Kool-Aid. I speak the truth, and you've brought in lies. Your puppet masters are the evil ones, and you're sounding like a fascist, communist, brainwashed loony bird. The shot locked in the election, welcomed Donald J. Trump, the 47th president of the United States, and I just left it at that. And he went on to babble. I'm like, you know what? Why am I wasting my time with this person?
Don't engage.
Why am I wasting my energy?
Do not
exactly.
Engage.
It's crazy because it doesn't really matter. It's the people that are, I think, that they're center or maybe they're center left. Those are the individuals. I think they've already come over already. I mean, look at some of the most liberal billionaires. I support Trump wholeheartedly because they realize that if they can do this to him, they can do this to anybody, and that's the problem. They're not just attacking him; they're attacking our Constitution. They're attacking our freedom of free speech. They're attacking our freedom to bear arms. They're attacking the American way of life, and that has to stop. It's not a right or left thing. It's a right thing and a wrong thing. It's a truth thing versus, the lies, like we've been talking about, and that's what it comes down to. So I really think that if we can encourage all of our listeners is to have conversations, be open to having conversations. I've had another person that made a comment on Facebook, and I made a cordial comment back, just saying, hey, maybe you should look at it from this point of view. Not only, they went to reply to me, and then I went to look at the reply, and then they already defriended me. So I'm like, you know what? Great. I'm gonna clear out this list of the people that shouldn't be on my friends list anyway, because if they're not willing to have a conversation about stuff, if they're not willing to have a dialogue, and you're just automatically gonna, just lose your mind on shit, then we're wasting time. I was watching an interview with Tucker Carlson, and he was speaking, I think it was the Heritage Foundation, and he's like, why do people, why are we engaging with CNN and NBC and all these people? It's because of the fact, it's a waste of time. No one's listening to them. He's like it's like my drunk nephew gets, posts, he's been drinking on TikTok or on Twitter. He gets more views and followers than CNBC. So it's like, we need to stop. We need to be selective who we're going to engage with, and just share truth, share the things we're learning, and again, knock down the lies, because that's where it's coming down to. It's coming down to truth versus lies, what's right and what's evil. I mean, I don't know any other way to slice it up.
Well, first off, it's got to do with your awareness. Now, people have been so brain fogged, clouded, hypnotized.
Yeah.
I don't know what words to use, but we're going to say hypnotized, brainwashed are probably the best words. Okay. Well,
Agreed.
Their awareness is so foggy that they can't decipher the difference between right and wrong, good and bad. Okay. So if what my goal is with this podcast, if people could just take out a couple of these ideas, okay,
right,
and get some of those mental roadblocks out of their head, between their ears, knock them down, because they're kind of looking at it from a different angle, a little different perspective, and be okay with not agreeing with other people. Okay, they're going to see right through the hogwash, and they're going to see, is this making me better or us better, or is it making me better or us worse? Okay. And it becomes more clear. But when you're listening to all of this stuff and you just agree with, I don't even know, Cooper, whatever that Cooper guy is, any of these idiots that are newscasting, okay, you just start agreeing. Oh, yeah, and then the next door neighbor agrees, and the guy over here agrees, and we all agree, and yeah, this is what it is. Okay, well, all they're doing is they're washing away their awareness, okay? And you have to have awareness in order to understand, like, what's good for me, what's bad for me, okay?
Yeah.
And it's obvious in people's lives. You see people, they're not doing good, okay? They're not healthy, mentally, physically healthy. They're not able to help themselves, okay? They got to be, they want to be on the nipple of the government and anybody that can, not hold them accountable. They don't want to be accountable for anything. Okay.
Sure.
And then, so they have no, like, when the fault is everyone else, right? That means you don't participate in what is happening to you. So you're saying, I'm the product of this environment.
You're a victim. You're a victim. Yeah.
Right. So you get the victim mentality. I'm not accountable. Nobody holds me accountable, but yet I'm going to argue with everyone. Okay.
Right.
And what you have to understand is these are very low level of people. Tone levels are very low. Yep. And when
low
people
vibration.
Are very low, they cannot afford to be wrong. So when they agree with, if they agree with the most ludicrous stuff that you and I see before it even happens, okay.
Right.
And they agree with that, and then they come at you with it, and then you call them out for a conversation, they don't have any logic to back it up, right? All they think or know is that they're right. And they cannot afford to be wrong because they really don't know anything. So God forbid I'm wrong because I'm lesser than what I am and I'm not much to begin with. And I know it sounds really crazy, but these people are very low level people. And a more sophisticated person would say, you know what, Marcus, this is what I think, and that's what you think, and we don't agree, but help me understand why it is that you think that. And you're going to explain it. And I say, well, okay, I can understand how you think that. I still don't agree with it. Or, hey, you know what? Let me try on your lenses, put your glasses on, and you know what? I kind of see how you could see it like that. So that's the difference between low-level intelligence and upper-level intelligence, is understanding that something could be right, something could be wrong. But one person could be right, one person could be wrong, or opposite, or both. It's all based on perspective. So, but if you kind of get out of the idea of I'm going to agree with everything that I see, that I hear, okay? Now what it is you're just in agreement, okay? But when you look at something with your own, and you don't let anything interfere with what you think, what happens is you can see exactly what's going on. And when you see exactly what's going on, this stuff is so obvious that it's not even worth talking about. It's stupid. It's not even worth talking about. So when you got people mumbling about this nonsense, okay, they're not here. They're not. You're looking at a body. Their brain's off in la la land. They're not in present time. They're not here. So why even engage with these people? It's a waste of time.
Well, it is a waste of time. But I do think that people need to speak up. I mean, if it's one thing that I think, if you want to call it a silver lining for what happened on Saturday with the shot that was taken at President Trump, and unfortunately those individuals who lost their lives for this,
awful,
it is awful. It's sickening. Is the fact that I think some of the people that were maybe still kind of sort of sleepwalking or just kind of going through the motions, it's woken them up. That great awakening has happened. I mean, it's happening across the board. I mean, I just read a couple of things with even nationally with some of the lawsuits against Trump are being overturned because the people are finally saying, you know what, enough is enough. We know this is bullshit, and now they're going to put their money where their mouth is, and they're going to take action on it. Same thing on posting on social media. And so many people are these lefties are. Some of them are not as nasty as that one guy was, but I'm pushing back now. I'm pushing back. I'm letting my voice be heard, and you know what? It's okay if they don't want to hear it. That's fine. But if they want to defriend me, that's even better. It is what it is, because we don't have to. It's like people are angry and enraged, and they want to fight back, and they want to lash out. We don't have to hurt people to save our country. That's what the left does. That's what that whack job that climbed on that roof did. But we have to be willing to make ourselves vulnerable. We have to be willing to be hurt ourselves, make a sacrifice, to speak our truth, speak our mind, push back, and share the truth that we know to be truth. And we don't always get it right. 100% of what I say and my belief may not be 100% accurate or true. However, that's what I believe in, and if I believe in it strong enough, I should have the right to be able to push back and say something when I see blatantly someone is way off the deep end. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah. I mean, everyone's got their own truth. Everyone's got their own reality. So I guess somebody that thinks the opposite of you could say the same thing. But when you're willing to injure people, kill people for an objective, okay?
Right.
I mean, go into the service, okay? Maybe you can kill somebody. Go get a job. Be a hitman. Go do it for money until they kill you or put you in jail. Like, all you're doing is destroying yourself, okay?
Right.
These people are and it's whether it's the killer, whether it's the people that put them up to it, it doesn't matter. I mean, they're not accomplishing anything. The only thing they're accomplishing is a really bad afterlife. That's the only thing they're accomplishing. Okay, so people don't understand.
They're also accomplishing not their agenda, because the more they haven't realized. I mean, they've attacked Trump every single situation, whether it was the the impeachments, and then the trials and all the trumped up charges, and changing the laws in New York and all these Mar-a-Lago. They've come after him every 6 ways to Sunday, and yet the country embraces them even more, and more people come around him. And now they took a shot at him. I'm sorry, that shot, they just sealed the deal on the election, and they don't realize it. They're hurting themselves. You're right, spiritually and the afterlife, whatever comes next. But they're hurting themselves right now here physically and mentally, because they're not achieving the objectives that they think they're shooting for. No pun intended.
See, and I'm not going to go off on a tangent on this, because not a lot of people think the same way I do, which is fine. But we're human beings. We're here on this earth. Okay, we think this is
Right.
a long life if we live 100 years. This is a speck. Okay, as far as
It is.
our existence. Okay, and if you're going to do this type of damage to yourself for God knows what the reason is, so you can buy a more expensive house or so, whatever their bullshit, whatever they're thinking is, okay.
Right.
The damage that they do to themselves is so beyond what these people understand. Their level of understanding is so minuscule that the damage that the risk reward, okay, risk reward, okay. Well, it's really not a risk, because when you're doing stuff and you're trying to kill or harm other people, okay, it's not a risk. It's gonna happen. It's not a risk. Right. Is it gonna happen or is it not gonna? It's gonna happen. You might get through this life squeaky clean. You might not. But you know what? When you move on to the rest of your existence, okay, you're not going to be a very happy camper. And people don't understand that all of this, we are spiritual beings. All of these things that we do, okay,
Right.
we encompass this in us as a spirit, okay. And what happens is we have lesser and lesser abilities when we do things that are horrible to others, okay?
Right.
And so when you try and benefit people, when you try and help people, really what you're doing is you're helping yourself, because you feel good about what you're doing. When you're hurting other people, when you're trying to take advantage of other people, when you're killing people, whatever you're doing, all you're really doing is destroying yourself. People don't understand it like that, because people think we live one life, we're born and we're going to die whenever we die, and whatever we acquire in this life, wow, is a win. I got 17 houses, wow, great. But people don't understand that this is a speck of our existence. If we live 100 years, right? Most people aren't living 100 years. Whatever you live is a tiny, tiny speck. What are we doing? So at the end of the day, I hope that we figure this out as human beings. We figure out how to get along. We figure out how to make things better for ourselves and others, okay? And we figure out how to be kind, okay, and honest. And those are very common things these days, and it's really unfortunate.
It is. And what you said there is so true. What you do to others, you do to yourself. And that goes even deeper into some of the conversations we've had with our guests with quantum physics and so forth, because as and again, everyone has different beliefs on how this all got created. But when you look at the Big Bang theory, that we had this explosion, and again, I know some people say, well, that's not true because God created it. Well, I always say this: why couldn't God use the Big Bang to create the universe? It's all the same stuff. And so, all of those molecules, we're all connected. We're all part of the same molecules that expanded now throughout the entire universe. And they've proven this in quantum physics, where they'll take a molecule, they'll split the molecule, and they'll send it. I think we talked about this on one of our previous podcasts, where they sent this experiment, these two molecules, they split to like 5 miles each direction, and they would do something to the molecule, let's just say on the left side, and the molecule on the right reacted as if it was done to itself. So it shows you, even on a quantum level, on a cellular, spiritual level, what do you want to call it, what's being done to others, we're doing to ourselves. So if you're hurting somebody else, you're hurting yourself. You may not realize it, but you're doing damage. And so you're right. Embrace people with love and kindness. Every day, the people that when you wake up in the morning, tell them you love them. Share how put that thought and that voice into the world, into that individual, and let them know, because you know what, tomorrow's promised to no one. And when we do that, if we could just share more love, because I really do believe that a lot of these people that are angry, they're sending nasty messages, whatever it is, they're cheering on someone's, the potential of someone's destruction. They're hurting inside. They're hurting so bad inside that they don't know any better. They can't even see. They're, like you say, they're hypnotized. They're shrouded. They're in a fog because they can't, of their own misery, that they can't see beyond that. They can't see what's in front of them. They can't see the love that's out there for them. They can't see how good this world really is and how abundant this planet really is. How wonderful things are and are becoming. So start there. Tell the person you care about, your family, your friends, your loved ones, your spouse, your better half, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your kids, your friends. Tell them you love them. I got some friends, this one guy, I love him dearly. He's a construction guy, but he has a wood business on the side. Every morning he's like, hey guys, go out and create an awesome day. I love you, man. I love you guys. And that's awesome. And it used to be a taboo thing. Like if you're a guy, you can't tell someone you love them like that in that way because you're not manly enough. You know what? Horse shit. That's bullshit. You can tell anyone you will love them and you care about them. Doesn't mean that you're a homo. Doesn't mean, you love them in a romantic way or whatever, but that you truly have, a love for them. Because I think in the world, love is what creates everything. Love is what allows everything to expand in this universe. And the lack of it, or the destruction of it, or the suppression of it, is what creates misery and a lot of the problems that we're facing in this world today.
Amen, brother. And I will tell you, if we want this world to continue to exist, okay, this country, this world, whatever we want, okay, the thing that's going to make it flourish is love. Hatred is going to make it go down in flames. And, we're in Chicago, and last night I was at my mom's house. There was tornado warnings.
Yep.
And I probably videotaped. I did videotape it. I don't know if I'm going to show it, but when the sky, and I'm not making this up. This is unbelievable. The sky was red, and it was flashing red like lightning bolts, but the whole sky was a lightning bolt, red. I'm like, I've never seen a red sky before while it was raining and blowing. It was going all nuts. So, and then it went white, right? And then, no bullshit, I'm not making this up. Went blue, and I didn't think about it till today. I'm like, that the sky exploded red, white, and blue last night. And I'm not making it up. As a matter of fact, before this thing's over, I may show it to you on my phone. I got it on my phone.
You know what? Send me the video, and we'll edit it. We'll put the clip in here so people can see.
I don't know if I got all the colors in there or whatever, but it was unbelievable. Right. And I said to my mom, I go, Mom, do you think this is the end of the world? She goes, well, if it's not, it's getting pretty close. She goes, there's a lot of bad stuff going on right now. And I said, I know. And because, if anyone knows anything about the Bible, Book of Revelation, we're in that chapter, okay? We're at the end rope of this world. We don't know where, we don't know when, and don't be afraid, but be a good person. So hopefully you could be included in some good stuff down the road. But you want to be a butthole. All right, good luck to you. I don't know what else to tell people. People believe, they don't believe, they want to be an a-hole. That's fine. Do what you got to do. But I'll be honest with you. I'd rather be on the right side of things, number one. And this life is a lot better when I'm out trying to help people, when I'm not getting mad, when I'm not being emotional, when I'm being aware of what's going on, when I have the ability to help other people. My life is so much better. So even in this life, it doesn't pay to be a tough guy. I'm getting mad and, all this. Just, it is what it is, reach out, forgive people, love, do all the positive things that you can in this life, and your life will become much, much better.
Agreed. Yeah, absolutely. The seeds you sow are going to be the seeds you reap. That's just the bottom line. So, Hey, do you want to? Why don't you pull your phone up? Let's see if we can see it on there.
Right. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Because that's cool. I've never seen that kind of.
Yeah, I hope it shows the red, because the red was really wild. Okay.
Yeah, there's the red, the white.
You don't see the blue?
I see some blue, yeah.
But it flashed really hard.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, you know what though? Email me that the video. I'll see if we can splice it into here and show it that way.
It looked like the end of the world. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Well, you know what? You can look at it that one way, or you could look at the beginning of something new.
Well, the end of
I love storms, so to me,
the end of one thing is the beginning of something else.
right, correct. And it's funny. I had this conversation with Diana because we went through a lot of storms on our road trip, and I love storms. I've been in a class 5 hurricane, Hurricane George, which became a class 4. I was the eye of the storm for 30 minutes. Talk about amazing, surreal. I've been in tropical storms on the ocean. I've been by microbursts. I've never been by a full-fledged tornado per se, like you see it on Twister. But I've been through hail. I've been through all of it. I like storms because to me, they're cleansing. It's like a cleansing. It's like a rebirth.
I like them too.
A nourishing. But some people don't. Some people I've had experiences and they feel the total opposite. And there's no right or wrong way to feel about it. It just is. And so again, it's that whole, we can see the same thing and have different perspectives on it based on where we're coming from. And that's okay. We don't have to be right or wrong about it. It just is what it is. Mm-hmm. And hopefully we can enlighten and share these concepts and the things that we're talking about so that people's lives can be better. Yeah. Because that's at the end of the day, we want your lives to be better. We want our lives to be better. We want to make this world a better place. That's why we started this podcast in the first place. And if we can do that and help people come live in joy in all the things you do, that's one thing I visualize every morning when I'm doing my meditation, is that all the things that I'm doing, because I refuse to do anything that doesn't bring me joy, but I want it all to be joyful, and again, stuff happens and, you bump your knee and it's tough to feel joy when you bump your knee in the wall or whatever. But you know what? Find joy in almost everything that's out there. So just keep it on, keep on keeping on. That's what it's all about. And we appreciate all the listeners and all the followers. And we appreciate all the people that have liked our Facebook page and are following us on Twitter. Please, share the message with the people you care about, because that's our mission. If we can help one new person at every podcast get an aha moment or a light bulb to go off, then we've done our job.
Absolutely, yes.
Awesome. Well, hey, let's wrap things up here. So, Don, thank you so much. We decided to jump on this week and share what just happened, and we'll be getting this thing out on Thursday for everybody, and we're doing our darndest to get on a regular schedule here. So Thursday, Friday is the days that generally you'll see a podcast coming out for us, and we're getting better at it, and because it's all about Betterment as well. So without any further ado, thanks so much for watching and listening. We so appreciate you. We appreciate the support and everything that the comments that people are leaving, the 5-star reviews. We love it. So if you like what you heard today, please hit the subscribe button, share this and share it with a friend. Post it on Facebook, post it on Twitter, reshare it. We really appreciate it. We appreciate you. And
thanks. Until
next time, we'll see you on Straight Up No Bullshit. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you for tuning in to the Straight Up No Bullshit, the Don Handston Show. We hope we enlightened you and expanded your perspectives with our bold and honest discussions about what might be holding you back from being your genuine self. And with a simple click to subscribe, we'll invite you back to the next episode. If you want to know more, go to straightupnobullshit.com. We'll see you next time.